Okay, so just last year, we had Peaches Geldof who died, and she died on what was it, April 7th? Well, that's the official date, I guess. Um, but that was a Monday, and her dad is famous, Bob Geldof, and he's famous for his song "I Don't Like Mondays." That's has really nothing to do with what I'm going to talk about, but I guess it kind of does because it reminded me of something going with this. Um, I could look at her dad. He was in like a Pink Floyd videos or a video, all kinds of stuff. Um, she died from heroin, which is H, which is 8. But the thing I was going to show you is that right before she died, there was a picture, and she believed that there was a ghost hand in the picture. And it's right here. Okay, well, actually, she didn't die shortly after. It was actually, well, it was less than a year. But anyway, and I've looked at multiple articles. They all seem to come out on December 12th, 2013. So, okay, well, I said that it was right before her death, but it was actually around 115 days. This article here says 1213. The earliest article I found on this was on 1212, but she died on April 6th or 7th, it says. So it was official on the 7th, but they think that she died at like 8 o'clock the night before, it says on here. But anyway, so I don't know. It's in between the 115 days, but 115 comes up a whole lot here in a second, what I'm going to talk about. And basically, she was like, there was some spirit she believed that was in her house, and she was letting it come in the bedroom with her and all this other junk. But anyway, it made me think of, for whatever the reason, it made me think of Lisa Left Eye Lopez, or Lopes. And I remember watching some video when I was younger, and it talked about how she had went somewhere before she died, and there was like some voodoo or spirits or something going on, and so I looked her up. So right off the bat, born in 1971, and she died in 2002, or that gives you your 22. But anyway, 71, that means she would be 44 years old this year. And her name is Lisa Left Eye. That is her nickname, Left Eye. I mean, come on. And, oh, her other nickname, Nina, or Nina, which actually leads you to Ishtar. They're basically the same person here. If you go to Inanna, and then you scroll down, and you have see also, Lilith, Ishtar. Nina is the Sumerian word for owl, and this has been talked about multiple times, so I don't want to go that in depth with it. I guess I don't want to go back and re-explain it all. But just do a little research on it if you don't understand, and you will find what I'm talking about. Anyway, back up to here to her. The day she died was April 25th, 2002. April 25th is the 115th day of the year. Remember I said Peaches Geldof died 100, roughly, depending, 115 days after the ghost picture, the ghost hand picture. So she actually started getting into, or at least from what I've read anyway, that she started getting into like New Age stuff, dealing with stars and whatnot. And down here, her album called Supernova, there's a track called A New Star Is Born, and it's dedicated to her father who had died. It's saying there's no such thing as death. We can call it transforming for a lack of better words, but a scientist would say every atom that was once a star is now in you. It's in your body. So in the song, I pretty much go along with that idea. I don't care what happens or what people think about death. It doesn't matter. We all share the same space. I can't find exactly where I read it. I wrote this down a long time ago. But she like got tired of TLC. That's what the band that she was in. Anyway, she got tired of them, and she got tired of doing 8 bars of music, and that was it. So they threw in an 8 in there. Also, you scroll on here to her solo career, and you read through here, and it says on October 4th, 2000, she co-hosted Mobo Awards with Trevor Nelson, blah, blah, blah. But October 4th, 88 days until the end of the year. October adds up to 88, and 4th, if you write it out as a word, adds up to 88. Then you keep scrolling down here a little bit farther, and she created Left Eye Productions, and she discovered the R&B trio Black, and she actually made a cameo appearance in their music video 808. And I know Kanye West just had an album that came out, something to do with 808, and it's because he supposedly made all the beats with an old school beat maker thing called the 808. But anyway, regardless, 808, why 808, you know? Anyway, the thing that made me think of it was this documentary. It's called The Last Days of Left Eye. And if you read right here, it says, it aired on VH1's Rock Docs on May 19th, 2007, 8 days prior to what would have been Lopez's 36th birthday. I mean, why did they even write that in there? And why did it release 8 days before her birthday? But anyway, let's click on The Last Days of Left Eye. It says it was, it's a documentary basically, and it was centered on the life last days spent in spiritual retreat in Honduras and accidental death of rapper and TLC member Lisa Lopez. So let's check out Honduras then. In Honduras, it says, has an area of about 112,492. So 112,000. 112. It has a population exceeding 8 million. I mean, so it's not 9 million, it's just 8 million something. I mean, come on. Okay, so when she was in Honduras, her car had ran over a child, and it had killed him. And she felt really bad, but read here. After the funeral, Lopez was given the boy's shoes and remarked to the cameraman his last name was Lopez. Ain't that something? She also explained her fears that a spirit had been stalking her to do harm, but thought that the spirit made a mistake and killed the child rather than her. Oh, I'm not going to go explain all this. I should, but I want to do some other things. But this link I'll leave explains a lot more about the whole trip in Honduras. That little boy, the same last name as her, also wore the same size shoes as her. And so she died shortly after that, like I think a few weeks or something. But then it says her uncle, Anthony Lopez, also died in Honduras on July 17th later in that year. So, I don't know, they were talking about, they say death comes in threes. That's pretty crazy. And she died April 25th, 2002. So that means her uncle died 7/17/2002, which is 2 months, 22 days, 222. And she was also dating Andre Rison, the Atlanta Falcons football player. If I can find it here. And Andre Rison was born on March 18th, the 77th day of the year. You scroll down here, though, and it says He was involved with Lisa Left Eye Lopes around 1993. Basically, they fought a lot, and then they got back together. But at his mansion, she threw the athlete's shoes into the tub with an intention of burning them, while keeping the blaze contained in the bathroom. It soon spread throughout the house, resulting in the loss of all his possessions. Despite the damage done, they remained a couple. So, you got the little boy's shoes that she was obsessed with in Honduras. This was before the Andre Rison thing was before this, but then she burned his house down by burning his shoes in the bathroom, and it ended up burning the whole house down. That's kind of weird. So shoes burnt his whole house down, and then later on, she goes to Honduras and they accidentally kill a kid, and she keeps the shoes, and they were the same shoe size. Like, she was obsessed with the shoes. Anyway, so she died in 2002, which is 2-2. Andre Rison was the 22nd pick in the 1989 draft. Okay, so I'm going to make a whole nother video now after this. But all of this led me into Aaliyah. And because they were both famous, like, black women artists, or I guess Left Eye wasn't really R&B, but she was in like an R&B group, but she was like the rapper. But anyway, it led me into that, and Aaliyah actually died exactly 8 months before Lisa Left Eye died. So then I thought of, whenever I think of her, I think of the movie Queen of the Damned. And I'm going to watch the movie, hopefully, and then post a whole bunch of stuff about it, because it's insane. It never ends, I don't think. I mean, I see a 37 right there, even. But whatever. Like I said, I'm going to post another video that's probably way more interesting than this video I just posted. So anyway, have a great night. See you on the next video.